we're not saying, and I'm not saying that ripping wax is bad. I'm not saying that buying into a repack break is bad, or any break is bad. I'm not saying that buying a single and hoping to sell it for more than you bought it for is bad. What I'm saying is that if the only reason you're doing X is Y, then that's just pure gambling. There's no collecting happening. And
so speak to the people that are out of touch that use this as an excuse.
In what way? Help me flesh that out for me a minute, and I'll see if I can.
You and I have talked about this before. In the same way that we see people set up shows all the time, and they've got all their retail they opened up on the table, and halfway through the show they're pissed off because nobody wants to buy anything anymore. This is all overprinted junk. The promoter didn't get enough people in here.
Yeah.
And the reality is they're not saving up enough money to buy cards that people want to collect.
Or they're overcharging for the junk they have.
Or
that stuff will sell at the right price.
In the same vein of like posture there, okay?
Okay.
If you will. And now we're getting a little philosophical here with this. I think what is happening with the repack conversation, the wax conversation with breaking, the easy answer is, it's all just gambling. You're not going to get your money, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I also want to point out once again, and I know you're not going to disagree with this, the ecosystem of the cards hobby, the sports card hobby, and the boom is also dependent upon
people opening product.
And engaging in repack. Now, how that plays out, I think is important. But if you went through our comment section in the last week, it was just like, it's all degenerates, bunch of losers, nobody, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but that card you bought at your last show, somebody opened it. Yeah. So it's just, there just seems to be, I think you're right on this, like this black and white, no gray area. I just want to say, I understand where you're coming from. If it's only for the money, then yes, you're gambling.
Yes, that's my whole point.
If you mostly buy singles, but then you get in breaks and repacks too, you're still a collector. Nobody, like, it's like people want to put a label on somebody right away with that. It's getting out of hand, in my opinion.
Yeah, my point again was simply that if you're only getting into a break and 9 out of 10 times you're selling the card back to the repacker anyway,
sure.
Like you go to the casino.
Well, but what if there's gamblers that like cards?
Well, then maybe, but I think a lot of times, and this goes back to, when we interviewed Alex from Collectors MD a month or so ago, which if you didn't check that content out, it's worth going and looking at. It relates to this quite a bit. There is a situation that occurs where somebody knows they have a gambling problem, but cards is different because you're getting something. It's not just a complete loss.
And there's a monetary value of some. More so with a repack, like if it actually has a floor, you know what your.
And we can fall down that rabbit hole 100 times 100. I think it's a very good conversation to have. I think you're right. The definition of a collector isn't any more black and white than the definition of a degenerate gambler is.
Because the purists out there in the chat would say, then if you really collect, you just go to card shows, you walk up, you bring out your notepad, here's what I'm looking for, and it's either in the PC or nothing. No,
that's not true either.